This is a review of set 40567 Forest Hideout from the Castle system. This set is 258 pieces and was actually released this year, and this is my first time doing a modern set review, and that's because I couldn't pass up this opportunity to review a new release and one of my favorite themes of all time, the Forestmen. Now, as I'm sure almost everybody knows at this point, this is actually a reissue of sorts of this set here, 6054. And I've actually reviewed this set on my channel before, so if you want to check that out, I'll put the link to that review in the description. But for this review, we are checking out the reissue that they made over here. It's actually a redesign. As you can see, they changed up the design and modernized it a good bit, but it definitely still has some of the original charm of the one on the left here. So I'm very excited to check this set out. Now, unfortunately, we can't talk about this set without talking about the way that LEGO released it, which I am incredibly disappointed in. This set was only available as a gift with purchase from June 15th to June 22nd, 2022, and the only way to get it was to spend $150 or more on a single purchase in a LEGO store while supplies lasted for that 1 week. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, this is the 90 Years of Play celebration in celebration of 90 years of LEGO. And during this year, they're going to release a new version of, I believe, 6080, the large Lion Knight's castle. Supposedly that's going to be about $350 to $400 depending. We haven't seen it yet as of the time of me making this video. And so instead of having this be a gift with purchase during the release week of that set, they released it a good month and a half before that set even comes out. So if you go and buy that set later, you're not going to get this gift with purchase with it. I just think that this is incredibly exploitative because obviously most anybody that's getting that large castle re-release later this year is going to want this set as well, and unfortunately it's just not going to be available at that time. And the other issue is that LEGO obviously knows that Forestmen is a theme that has been clamored about for like 30-something years now, and they haven't done really anything with it since 1996 with the Dark Forest. I mean, they've released like some small stuff through like the collectible minifigures. They did a couple re-release of the figures, and then they did the Castle in the Forest, which I also have very negative feelings towards because of the way that they handled that. So it's been kind of rough for Forestmen fans over the past, couple decades here. So I was really excited to see this set. Unfortunately, it's kind of exploitative in the way that they're selling it. But anyways, enough of the negativity. According to the receipt, this is valued at $25 in LEGO systems. So we're going to be working off of that price point for this set. And I think that's a very reasonable price if you were able to buy this on the shelf here, seeing as it's 258 pieces, and that feels about in line with the price of the original. I just hope that LEGO understands that most people that are buying, $150 plus purchases this week are definitely doing it to get this set specifically, and that they know that they should make more Forestmen sets, because I really want more Forestmen sets, and there's no way to directly tell LEGO that I want them by just purchasing this set. So we'll hope for the best. Here on the top, we see a forest woman, which is actually really exciting because other than the Castle in the Forest, which I think had a forest woman, although again, that was a Bricklink release, so I don't know if I would count that as a first-party LEGO release. This is the first forest woman that we've got outside of the Forestmen's River Crossing from 1990. So it's been a long time coming since we've had a new female torso print for a forest woman. Here we have on the back a couple more shots of the set. Unfortunately, they didn't bring back alternate model builds for this, which I think this would have been a perfect opportunity to do so since the original had them on the back of the box, and they have it formatted like the original. In fact, I'll get that in here so you can see them side by side there. Yeah, this one on the left here has a good couple of alternate builds that you can make with the pieces. I definitely think they could have done something for this, but unfortunately LEGO's just stopped doing that in recent years. And when I say recent years, I mean like 20 years, but I'm stuck in the past with LEGO, I guess. Aside from that, there's not much going on the other sides of the box. Pretty standard stuff all throughout. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'm really excited to see what we get in here and how this set looks, because this is actually my first experience with this set as well, so we'll experience it together. So here we have the instructions. These are nice, high quality, thick booklets, and looks good there. So here we have the bags of pieces. We have 2 number 1 bags and 2 number 2 bags. It's nice to see that it's a pretty simplistic layout of pieces here, which was to be expected. Another nice thing is that I don't see any stickers. I know that there is a target in this, and so I guess that's printed, which is nice to see. And there are the Forestmen shields, which they brought back. And so I guess those are printed, which actually surprises me. I really expected those to be stickers. But of course, we'll look at all this later once we've got it built. So here's the completed set, and first we'll take a look at our minifigures. So this set has 2 minifigures, 1 Forestman and 1 Forestwoman. This right here is our Forestman. He's got I believe that's a new face print with the sideburns there. Pretty cool. It reminds me of the sideburns guy in Dark Forest. He's got the updated Forestman's tunic here in red with the red arms and red collar. I'm not sure if they use the same print in the Castle in the Forest since I don't have that set, so I'm not exactly up to date on what the most recent Forestman prints are. But this looks pretty good and I like it. He's also got the small red feather there. This is distinguishable from the old ones because it's got the molding point right there on the side where it came from the injection mold. Whereas the old ones have that on the bottom of the tip because they came on a sprue. Apart from that, he's got his bow and arrow and quiver, pretty standard for a Forestman, although it's nice to see a modernized version of this. Here we have our Forestwoman, and I don't know how I missed this. I didn't really look at this set too closely until building it now because I wanted to have like a good first reaction to it here, but she has the same torso as the other guy. I'm pretty disappointed by that. I was hoping that they would have different torsos, especially since the Forestwoman back in the Forestman's River Crossing had like a corset printing. I thought it would be cool to get an updated version of that. But either way, she's got the female face there and then the hair that's in a braid. And I actually really like this hairpiece. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And probably all of this is very commonplace to any modern LEGO fan, but to me this is like we're jumping 20, 30 years in the future from what I normally buy. Apart from that, she has this updated sword mold. I think that looks really good. It's got that nice metallic gleam to it, although it's not the chrome that wears off easily. So pretty cool figure all around, although I do wish we had a different torso print for her. While we're looking up close, I wanted to show you the archery target. Here on the left, we have the new one with the new printed target there. This is the old one. I definitely think the new stand is an improvement on it. It looks really good. I honestly like this old yellow target better, but this is cool too. So it's nice to see that they included this little accessory as well. And here we have the actual building, the Forestmen's hideout. And of course I gotta compare it to the original here. So we'll bring that in. So now you can see them side by side. The reissue here is definitely a really faithful recreation. You can see it's almost exactly the same size. They've got all the major features represented, except obviously in a more modernized look. The left one to me has that blocky classic castle charm that I love, although I definitely appreciate the more realistic look for the one on the right. that fits more in line with the recent castle sets that they've been releasing, like the Blacksmith Shop or the Castle in the Forest. And I think this would look great next to any of those. One thing I really appreciate is that they kept the black tree look. I don't know why they did that originally. At the time in the 80s, Lego was just making brown pieces as accessories. As you can see on the left over here, we've got like the spear, the shields, the barrel, and that's pretty much it for brown pieces. I don't know why they weren't making full bricks out of brown, but for whatever reason they made the tree black, and on this re-release they kept that color, which I think is really cool. So now we can move in a little bit closer. As I was saying on the box, the fact that these Forestmen shields here are printed is amazing to me. I really hope they put those on bricks and pieces so I can just get like a ton of them for real cheap, because the original Forestmen shields are like almost $7 at this point. It's ridiculous. But they look great. They're a nice modern update of that design. Apart from that, we've got the large tree section on the left here. We've got the little hideout area with the classic blue roof that I'm also glad that they included here on the right. We've got foliage all around. We've got a spear, mushroom, flowers, and they even included one of those small trees that the original had. Turning it around, we can see the interior here. They actually added a ladder on the left side there to get up to the little outpost area, and I really appreciate that since the original didn't have anything like that, so you just had to use your imagination to get around it. They definitely included a little bit more area to move around on the inside. The entrance on the right there looks bigger and more natural than the one on the original. There's also a little space up top to hold your barrel with gold coins in it. Inside the barrel here, we've got these metallic pearl gold studs. In the original set, they had just yellow studs, and so I think it's cool that they kept the stud design and just made it metallic gold to modernize it, instead of using like a printed gold piece or whatever they would normally use now. And of course, as the original did, this one hinges, so you can just close it up like this, and then it becomes one single tree outpost. So yeah, there you have it, the Forest Hideout 2022 re-release. I think it goes without saying that I absolutely love this set. I really want LEGO to keep making more Forestmen stuff, and so I hope that there's a way that this communicates that fans love this Forestmen kind of stuff and that they should release it on a mass market scale instead of doing like these gifts with purchases or like Bricklink, only 10,000 made models, that kind of stuff. Now, as I said at the beginning, LEGO internally values this at $25. I would comfortably pay $25 to $30 for this. Absolute high end I would probably pay is about $40. Unfortunately, right now on eBay, they're going for about $50 shipped. I do expect that to come down throughout the week since this is the day of release. You're definitely going to see more of these popping up as people are selling off ones that they didn't want. So I would say hold out and see if it gets down to 40, hopefully 30, although it might not get that low. Either way, if you're a Forestmen fan or a classic castle fan, I definitely recommend you pick this up. It's a fantastic little set, and it retains almost all of the charm of the original, as well as some cool new elements like the printed shields and the new Forestmen and Forestwoman. Anyways, that is my review. Let me know in the comments what you think of this set, what you think about how LEGO released it, what you would have done differently, anything like that. And as always, thank you for watching.